Okay. So, who here had a cell phone in elementary school? And if you did, what did you text? Probably just random stuff that didn't matter, like, oh, what shoes are you going to buy? And stuff like that. Well, according to my audience analysis, 20% of the class got cell phones in elementary school, 40% got cell phones in middle school, 30% got cell phones in high school, and 20% also got cell phones when they're in college, which I feel bad for the 20% that got cell phones in college because they're left out of the social media loop and everything. But according to the MediaMark research, there was an increase of younger children that own cell phones. By over a time span of 5 years, there's an increase of 68%. And also, according to MediaMark research, 20% of kids ages 6 through 11 own cell phones, and that's a funny correlation with my audience analysis because ages 6 through 11 is the same as like when you're in elementary school. So, my name is Richard Pennick. I'm credible on this subject because I've done long, exhausting hours of research to present all this information to you guys today. And the purpose of the speech is to show you the startling facts associated with young texters. And at the conclusion of my presentation, you'll all know why you should not let your children text when they're very young. And I'll get more into that later. And my thesis, parents who let their kids text put their child's English ability at risk. People use shortened expressions when they text to save time, but when you're, anyway. And also, I will tell you about a new policy that will go into place to help stop people from texting when they're at a young age. So let's first talk about the problem with early texters. New York Times reported that the average teen sends and receives 2,272 texts per month, which equates to be 800 texts per day and 3.3 texts per hour. And this is very distracting. Kids need to focus on their schoolwork and everything, and when they're getting texts, they often get distracted, they have lower grades, and their English ability goes down. And can you imagine how distracting it would be to get texts every minute? I maybe get 80 texts in 2 months. I don't like texting. That's just me though. Psychologist Sherry Turk at MIT, who has been studying teenagers texting for 3 years, said that texting might be causing a shift in the way adolescents develop. And among the jobs of adolescents are to separate from your parents and to find your own peace and quiet to find out who you are. And texting hits directly at both of those jobs. Studies have shown that children who frequently text have decreased language skills, and Studies have shown that those who text a lot have decreased language skills because of all the acronyms they use and other stuff too. And now that we know the early problems, let's explore the causes for the reasons. Let's explore the causes. There are many factors that come into play when concerning younger texters who might incorrectly text, if I might add. Many parents buy their children phones for 3 primary reasons. One, the parents want to track their kids and make sure they know where they're going. Also for emergency contact. And another reason is the child begs for a phone because everyone else has one. There's something called text speak, which is just instead of great, GREAT, they put GR8, and that's just really bad for children that haven't even developed the full understanding of the English language yet. And even I have been affected by using this text speak. When I was in high school, I would always be on AIM and texting a lot more than I do now, and I would be writing an essay and type "your" "you are" instead of "your." And once that happened, I realized that I should maybe not text as much because it's starting to affect my schoolwork and everything. And now that we know the causes, let's find a solution that can fix a child's texting habits. And there's a few ways we go about there's a few ways we go about fixing your child's grammar habits. The first idea I had would be to make a phone app that tracks the children's use of text messages and gives them hints and tips to like increase their grammar ability. But after thinking about it, there should be a policy that requires phone manufacturers to. There should be a policy that requires phone manufacturers to have a software on their phone that allows, like on every phone, but it'll allow parents to directly control what their children are saying. Yeah, I know control sounds like really bad, but it'll be helpful for the kid just to make them not go on the internet, not text really, just because of the grammar issues associated with it. And it would give the parents more control over what their kids access and everything. So now that we found a solution, it's time to conclude. The average teen gets 80 texts per day. It's distracting and can lower someone's grades if you're not paying attention to your schoolwork. Children get cell phones for 3 primary reasons. To keep track of, the parents want to keep track of their kid. It's an easy way to contact their kid in case of an emergency, and the kid might want it because everyone else has a cell phone. Even I use text-speak, and I stopped because of the effects it had on my schoolwork. My statement of policy will require phone manufacturers to add user-friendly software that will allow parents to control what their kids can do and like what apps they can access. And the reason you should remember my speech is because when you have kids, you'll want to make sure that they have the best grammar abilities, the best like everything, and which will help them in their future. Thank you.